All right, English 112. Welcome to Module D. This is where things start to come together a bit more. Up to this point, you've been building your research skills and starting to think about arguments. Now we're shifting more directly into how arguments actually work and how to break them down. In this module, you're going to focus on two big things: understanding how arguments are constructed and also learning how to analyze them through what's called a rhetorical analysis. You're not just asking what someone is saying anymore. You're asking how they're saying it and what they're saying in that way and whether it actually works or not. We'll start with the D1 reasoning and argument assignment. This is meant to reinforce the basics here. Think of it as making sure you understand how claims and reason and evidence all fit together before you start writing your own analysis. If you take this seriously, it will make the rest of the module much easier. After that, you'll move into the rhetorical analysis essay, starting with the pre-writing assignment in D2. This is a really important step, so don't rush through it. You need to choose a source that's actually making an argument, not just one that's giving information, not just listing facts, but actually taking a position and trying to persuade an audience. So the thing you're looking for to analyze in your rhetorical analysis has to be something where someone takes a stance on a topic and then gives reasons why we should adopt that same stance. It can't just be informational. This is very important. Once you've got your source, the pre-writing then walks you through breaking the source down. You'll look at the main claim of the source, the reasons behind it, and then how the argument's organized, who the audience is, and the context that surrounds the argument. You're also going to dig into the rhetorical appeals now: ethos, pathos, and logos. So you're asking questions like, does the author come across as credible? Or are they trying to connect emotionally with the audience? Are they using solid evidence and reasoning? And just as important, are there any weaknesses or fallacies in how those appeals are used? The more effort that you put into this pre-writing, the easier your actual essay is going to be to write. This is where you figure out how or what you want to say before you worry about making it sound polished. Also, in that assignment, don't forget the APA piece. You'll need to create a full reference citation and practice both narrative and parenthetical in-text citations in APA. That's you continuing to build those research and documentation skills that you started earlier. Now, while you're doing all of this, I want you to keep researching. If you come across sources that help you better understand your topic or that give you ideas for your future proposal essays, you should save them. Especially look for sources that help you think about possible solutions and whether those solutions are realistic to solve the problem that you've identified. Think about things like cost, laws, feasibility, can we do it, and even counter arguments to your proposal. You don't have to solve the problem yet, but you should be starting to think in that direction. Next, you're going to see the D3 folder, which introduces the full rhetorical analysis essay. You're not turning it in yet, but you need to look at the instructions for it now. This is a 3 to 4 page paper where you analyze one argumentative source in depth. You'll be using quotes from your source, but remember, your voice should be doing most of the work. Quotes support your ideas, they don't replace them or stand in place of them. Make sure you're introducing your quotes and citing them correctly in APA, and then explaining how they connect back to your point. No dropped quotes. Don't just put the quote in there and then move on to the next thing. You've got to elaborate after you have the quote. No long blocks of text for quotes. Keep control of your paragraphs. You'll also notice there are sample essays in that folder. Use them to get a sense of what the assignment looks like, but don't copy anything from them. Similar wording or structure or phrasing will be treated as plagiarism. Always rely on the assignment sheet and the rubric as your main guide. D4 focuses on claiming voice. This is about learning how to sound like yourself while still writing academically. You don't have to sound robotic to be professional. Read through that chapter, take some notes, and think about how you want your writing voice to come across in your essay. Then we get to D5, which is your peer review. This is a big one. Remember, by Wednesday night, you need to post your full draft. At the top, include a short note telling your classmates what you're struggling with most. Sorry, that's what you post inside of the message forum in that message window. Be specific. That helps them give you better feedback. Then answer the questions to two other people. Make sure you reply. By Sunday, you'll respond to two other classmates with thoughtful, detailed feedback that answers the questions that are there. Make sure to write about 200 words for each person. Focus on helping them improve, not just saying this is good or this needs work. I want you to point to specific parts of their draft while you're talking about it and explain your thinking. Use the rubric language if you want to. Remember, missing either the Wednesday deadline or the Sunday deadline will cost you 20 points. So make sure you stay on top of that. After that, D6 is a writing and editing review. A lot of this will feel very familiar from English 111, but it still matters. We're going to talk about grammar and punctuation and style because those things absolutely count here. Go through the materials, review the editing process, and then complete the activity. Finally, D7 is the Jaguar Writing Portal submission. This is where you send your draft to a tutor for feedback. It's very important. You need to submit the draft to them at least 48 hours before the due date of the D7 assignment so you can actually receive that feedback in time to submit D7. Don't wait until the last minute on that one. Overall, the D module is a very packed module, but everything connects to each other. You're learning how arguments work. You're practicing how to analyze those arguments. You're getting feedback on your writing, and then you're continuing to build toward this essay that you're writing at the end of the semester. Remember to stay organized, to start early, and to take each step seriously. If you do that, you're going to be in really good shape heading into the next module. Remember, as always, reach out to me if you need anything. Let's keep it moving. This past weekend, I'm sorry, I was feeling under the weather. Last week was really busy with Writers Week on campus, so I'm a little behind in my grading and responses. Grading is ongoing, so it is coming. Remember, always reach out to me if you need anything. All right? Have a good Module D. Thank you.